Annoying. Right, open. Right. Well, I know the loading screen said on the hour, but let's be honest, I don't think a lot of people are rushing to my streams, so let's get going. This is the second run through of the Ruin of Possibility procedural generation solo play for the Vagabond TTRPG. Unfortunately, our idiot barbarian with the giant hammer, Skip, died last time, despite the fact that we figured out that mathematically he can't hit kobolds and not kill them. Unfortunately, it turns out when a drake meets you in a small room and you have no hit points left, you die. So we're going to give it another go. We're going to see what we've learned, see if we're any better at dealing with things than we were previously, and generally just see how much of the hour and 20 minutes of the first go-through stuck and taught us things. I honestly believe that's one of the best ways to tell if a game has been well designed, is when you play it the second time, does it just click a lot easier. So let's go. And the first thing we're going to do, the very first thing I'm going to do, is not forget until the very end of an hour of play that luck is a mechanic in this game. We're going to flip our coin, and we're going to start with 2 luck points that might stop us from dying. Right. We're also going to have a quick look at our abilities and see if there's anything... we have the light essence, we didn't really need it. We have bonus to detect, but nothing is really going to be trying to sneak up on us. We've got dark vision, which means we were able to move around freely, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, we've got weapons explode on ones. Wait a minute, wasn't that a barbarian feature? As I start looking at things at the very beginning, am I going to find out I've done something stupid when setting up my character? That would be very me. That would be very like me to not notice something. Damage die with attacks using strength explode on a roll of 1. Right. So, fun fact, when I made Skip, I gave him a talent that gives him part of the rage feature. So let's have a quick look at the other talents and see if there's something else that might be useful. Reading the rules explains the rules, folks. Rolls of your luck die are favoured. No. No. When you target with an attack and pass it, you use a quick action to make 1 attack. And oh dear. Right. Nope. Singer. That requires expert armor. I mean, I've got the martial technique feature, so let's take counter-attacker. When you are targeted with an attack and pass the defense test, you can use your quick action to make one attack back. Okay, so we'll go with that. Right. Now that I have unruined my character, let's get on to moving on. Right. Let's start with our map. And for the sake of interest, let's start on the right-hand side of the map this time. Stairs down into the ruins. With 1d6 doors. Really? Okay. This is a very different place than the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of doors. Alright. The first place we're going to go is a one, which I believe was corridor, wasn't it? No, one is cross. A cross with one door. Alright. So I guess this one comes down here like this. And where should we put its one door? Over here. Why not? Okay, what's in this room? What's in this room? This room contains 7 is an encounter, and that encounter is 10. 10 on the encounter table is the gelatinous cube. Alright. I think we established we can fight the gelatinous cube. How have I not added skip? In between the first run and the second run. In between the first one and the second run, all of the tokens disappeared. And we need a token for our boy Skip. And we need the token to actually be in the same thing. There we go. Skip probably doesn't need to be colossally sized. I mean, I'm sure he would like to be, but he doesn't get to be, right? So we're going this way. And that's our gelatinous cube, which is going to be right slap dab in the middle of the cross, because, again, that makes sense. And here we go. We're going to roll for initiative. Skip goes first. Quick action to get into his rage. Go up here and deal some holy damage with his colossal hammer. Attack with advantage. 12 plus 6 is 18. I'm sure that's higher than the gelatinous cube. I think the gelatinous cube was like 14 or something. No, 10. Okay, so definitely hit that. 9, 10 damage. So that's down to 6 health. And then it attacks back. It's going to use its spear. It gets advanced. No, I am hindered on the dodge roll. It's not making an attack roll. I am hindered on the dodge roll. Natural 1. That's going to be a miss. Nice. Alright, great. 1d4. 1 slashing damage reduced to 1 slashing damage. Then it skips turn again. Attack. 9 plus 6 is 15. Yep, that definitely hits. And 10, 11 damage is enough to kill it. Okay, so combat can go very, very quickly once you know what you're doing. That was 1.5 rounds of combat, and it took me... It felt like about 30 seconds. How long does 1.5 rounds of combat take in D&D? Christ, right. Like, it almost takes me longer to figure out the rooms. 3 for shape, 1 for doors. Let's see, 3 for shape is... 3 is square, and 1 is no doors. So this is a square room with no doors, which is actually great, because I can draw that really easily. What's in this room? 5. What's 5 on the happening table? It's empty. There's nothing in this room. The progress clock does not advance by you moving to the next unexplored area. But... Okay, so does that count? Or do I just look in the empty room and it just doesn't waste my time? Yeah, well, we'll follow the rules as written. Meanwhile, I have gone into 2 rooms. Further, meanwhile, I drew that room on a token layer. Right, we may have learned about the game, but we haven't learned how to not make mistakes. Right, moving on. Next room. Where we go and skip? Obviously we're going all the way back to the starting room and trying another door. I'm going to leave that alone because I don't think I've left myself room for it to go anywhere. So let's go up here. What are we looking at? 5 for shape, 6 for doors. 5 is rectangle, 6 is 2 doors. Alright. So we make ourselves a nice long rectangular room. And we have 1 door over here and 1 door over here. And in that room is 6. 6 is an event. Roll on the events table. 7. The door to this next area is locked. Okay, so the door to the next area, or this area. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, I think we've established that our dumb boy skip is not going to be picking any locks or anything, so a locked door is just the ultimate barricade for him. So we're going to go down to this next one. 5 and 4. A rectangular 1-room door. Alright. This dungeon might actually be weirder than the last one. Let's have a look what's happening in this room. 6 is event. 12? Dead peddler. One of the mysterious peddlers lies dead on the ground. Roll on the wares table to determine what can be found on their corpse. Neat. I wonder what killed this peddler. 6. Materials, rations, rope, and torch. Alright. Yep. That. Rope. Torch. And rations. Which I shouldn't really need because I'm just doing a... Okay, right, where are we? Okay, so that's that room, which had a poor dead salesman in it, following the classic RPG tradition of there being people who sell stuff absolutely anywhere. 4 and 6, I think we just established that 4 is still a rectangle. No, circular. 4 is circular, okay. So a circular room with 2 doors. Circular room with 2 doors. I assume there's would have been a door between these two and it's blocked by rubble. Right, what's in this room? 8. 8 is an event, okay. 9. What's 9? 9 is tracks. There is evidence of recent activity in this area indicating there are enemies in the next unexplored area you move to. When you move to the next unexplored area, you choose the encounter and can surprise the enemy. When you move to the next area, you choose the encounter. Huh. Okay. So if I choose the encounter, and I currently have been dealt 1 damage, and I have both my luck points, those are Drake tracks. Yep, those are definitely Drake tracks. Let's find out what the next room looks like. It is another circular room with no doors. That actually weirdly makes sense for what I have just decided is happening. Okay, so that's a circle. Of course it's a circle. Right. Once again, let's just draw things on the wrong layers. That'll help. That is just as much definitely a circle. Alright. Round 2, I guess. Right, what were the rules for track? You choose the encounter and surprise the enemy. Okay. What does surprise get me? Combat is up the top, isn't it? Have a look. Do I get anything else for surprise? I think it's just you get to go first. Determine surprise. group successfully decides if they hit within their attack before order determine that group's section. So first initiation, surprise beings can't take quick actions during that turn of combat. Okay. Doesn't make that much of a difference. So we are going into our rage, so we deal holy damage, and we're flying in for an attack, and we are going to use Bring It On, because I think it still makes sense to do that. 19 plus 6 is definitely a hit, and we're gonna... for 9 damage of the Drake's 40 health, if I recall correctly. Yep, Drake has 40. So next we've got a hindered defense against a bite, which is a dodge for which we have 2. Oh yeah, we're going to take that one. 1d8 plus 2. 3, 5 after 3, so we take 3 damage from that. And then we're going to go for the claw. And we make that one, so that's good. And no, we've already used our quick action, so we can't use that this turn. Okay. Next roll round. Skip attacks again. Things that definitely hits. For 9 damage. I should be writing things down. Writing things down would help. I've heard using your brain for everything isn't a good idea. 40, 33, 22, 24. Yeah. Okay, so defense tests versus the bite. That's going to be a miss, but we'll burn a luck so we can roll again. That makes it a successful dodge. Fantastic. So let's attack back. That's a natural 20. We like those. So double damage. 7, 8, 16. Oh dear. Right. So 16 is a 8. Oh, we might live. We might live. Hindered defense against the bite. That definitely hits us. For how much was the bite? The bite is 1d6 plus 2. For 8. You know, I don't think I want to take 8 damage. What can I do with my luck? That was the thing I could do with my luck, right? Reroll the dodge. Is it too late? Did Skip just die again? Did Skip just die again in the shortest possible amount of time? Yeah, let's just go with reroll. Okay, so we do manage to dodge that. And now we've got no luck left. Okay. So we need to hit and kill on this attack, or we are definitely dead. Okay. Again, slightly fudging the rolls. 10 is plus 6 beats the worms. 15. 7. Exactly 8 damage, which was what we've got left, isn't it? Whey! We killed the Drake. We killed the Drake. Is that all we needed to do? So once you do so, treat all encounters in the dungeon as having failed their morale checks before the combat begins. Loot 100 gold, retrieve the Jade Amulet, slay 20 kobolds. Okay. Well, let's go see if we can find that Jade Amulet. We've already killed the thing. Oh no, in fact, actually, we're going to roll. We're going to go back and try and heal before we go looking around for things. So there are 2 rooms that I need to roll. Anything other than a 7. That's a 7. So 7 is that there's people in here. Great. Which people? 12? Really? 12 is the fire elemental, isn't it? Young primal fire elemental. Okay. So the young primal fire elemental. It has a morale. So it automatically fails and runs away. Okay, great. That works. Okay, so move into the next room. 10 is not 7, and then we can go back here and have a rest. Rolling our hit dice. 4, 9, yeah. That does it. Back to full health. Right, so the thing is now that I don't really need to worry about the progress clocks because I've killed the Drake, so he can't escape. Everything is going to either run away or maybe pass its thing, so it's not going to be that challenging to continue on and try and look for the Jade Amulet. 6 and 5 is more a matter of rolling the correct things now. Circular and 2 doors. Why did this place suddenly get so very circular? 2 doors. What's in here? Double 6s. Double 6s is a sale! A sale! The mysterious peddler selling items. They will buy items at half their value and are able to magically convert gold or silver and copper. Roll on the worst table to determine their inventory. Alright. 10. They have a healing draft. Oh no, right. So earlier on I picked up 1 gold's worth of materials, rations, rope and torch, which is not enough to make sure I get a healing draft. And I don't remember how much things I had, but I didn't spend all my gold on equipment. I basically bought nothing. So with that 30 gold, I should be able to afford a healing draft. What does a healing draft do? Let's have a look. Can be consumed as a main action to restore 1d4 plus 1 health. Sold. We'll do that. So the next room is a 5 and a 3. A 5 and a 3. Let's go this way. 5 is a rectangle, 3 is 1 door. Okay, so off the end of this circle is a rectangle with a door at the end. Now, if I were making this in real life, that looks like it would be a room full of traps. And for procedural generation, it is an event. We're the 6th. It is a locked door. We're not going in there. Although, actually, there's a thing for bashing down doors, and I don't really care if I roll combat encounters because they're unlikely to do anything. So, yeah, let's break down the door. An athletic strength check. We're going to use the advantage we get on strength things to do that. And we are adept at athletics, so we only need to get a 14 with advantage. Natural 20, that'll do. So we bash down the door, and then as a reward for bashing down the door, we get to move the progress clock forward 2 spaces and roll twice on the happenings table for the area. Ignore any result other than 2, 7, or 9. All right. That's a 7. And that's an 8. So 7 is an encounter. Roll for the encounter. 7 is kobolds. Kobolds automatically fail their morale check. So they retreat. Yeah, I really don't think this is set up so that you can keep doing much of anything. It really seems like it's pegged for. Anyway, okay, so in which case, we're going to call that a success. Hey, Taryn, how long have you been here? Please tell me that was not like 20 minutes ago or something. My streaming setup is somewhat cobbled together. This was the second go-through and I got tracked, so I got to pick the encounter and I only had 1 hit point missing. So I thought, you know what, sod it, let's try and fight the Drake. Hey. Well, I'm sorry you arrived after the Drake has been killed and I've been wandering around rooms. Not really. On the second go through, it's a lot more intuitive how things are working. And first go through, I managed to get right to fighting the Drake again, but I had forgotten that luck existed until that point, and it didn't quite save me. No, the only little stumbling blocks I've really had is things like how exactly locked rooms work, whether it's the room that you're rolling for that's locked or the room going out of it and things like that. I mean, to be fair, with Skip here, the reason he didn't have that problem is because he's a Martyr's Zealotry barbarian. So, of course, when he rages, he gets the Smite Essence automatically, which means he's dealing holy damage. If he was just a normal barbarian, I think he would have, suffered quite a bit. I had that moment when I was going through the stat block going, oh no, he's got all these protections. Oh wait, hang on. No, I'm good. Yeah, well, Skip here was based on a paladin character I made for a streaming game that ended up getting cancelled. So he's got some heavy paladin vibes, so it seemed like the good pick. Anyway, yeah, I've just got to the point where kind of after slaying the Drake, it doesn't really seem like there's much to do unless you're going to struggle to get out of the place because of the morale checks being automatically failed. Yeah, it was a lock. It was a the door is locked because it wasn't necessarily clear whether it was the door to the room you're trying to go into or the next one. Because in sometimes it made more sense for it to be the next door, and sometimes it made sense to be that door. And yeah, busting down doors. It was. I think it was because you'd already rolled for it. So you roll for the room, and you get your event, and your event is that the door is locked, and then you need to bust down the door, and you have to roll again. And it wasn't immediately clear what I was supposed to be doing there. Although, to be fair, as a marshal who can't throw around anything like spells or anything, my first look at that was just like, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, it works pretty well. Considering I'm pretty sure I mentioned to you I was planning on trying to do something solo, and then the next day you had Ruins of Possibility up, ready to go. Yeah, I figured that's what it was eventually. Yeah, it makes sense for it to be for the area you're currently rolling for. Right. So, if anyone else is watching, or is tuning in later and watching the VOD, go and take a look at Vagabond. It's a lot of fun. It can go incredibly quickly if you've been paying attention and you know how things are working. And honestly, that's just really fun. It's so nice to be able to run a combat by yourself and just... if I was playing this game, I would trust my players to just run a combat while I went and deal with other things. I was like, I need to go and sort out the weird stuff that you arranged with the NPCs earlier that makes no sense, and now I've got to figure out how all the factions interact. You two go fight these two gorillas. Here you go. Yeah, being able to try out characters without having to, gather up a whole group or make a fake party for them to interact with. It's a really strong element of the system. Okay, 18 minus capability makes sense. I don't think that would have changed any of the results of the skill test we did do, because I'm pretty sure the only time I knocked down a door I got a 20. But still. But yeah, Taryn, thanks for dropping in and answering some questions. This was really fun, and I will probably, even if I don't stream it or anything again, I will probably end up playing through this on my own, just with other characters, to see how it goes. Because it was legitimately a fun way to spend an hour or two. Alright. Goodbye. See you next time.